What just caused the XRP emergency beep? Peepcoin channel, hello lovely humans. Even though the market is currently in a sea of red, keep in mind that markets have increased significantly over the last few days. This is something I have been warning about, and it arrived with a tremendous swing, resulting in the liquidation of $1 billion from the cryptocurrency markets. We will discuss the reasons behind the market's decline. For what reasons? What does this teach us? How can we benefit from this? All I ask is that you smile at me so that I can radiate those positive feelings. We pounded the like button on many occasions, including roller coaster days, green days, red days, and yellow days. Thus, at $3.05, XRP is currently down 6.63% for the day. I don't know how many of you watched the video last night, but I told you that I thought something wasn't quite right with XRP after breaking the trend. Even so, Bitcoin had set a new record high, right? Last night that occurred. Additionally, Ethereum was really near to its peak. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't think we were prepared to pump. Additionally, we observed a lot of leverage in the markets, even though I didn't believe they were prepared to pump. You sensed it. The tampering was visible. The leverage was evident to you. I told you that I sensed something wasn't right because of this. I looked at the graphs. For the past few years, I have been examining the graphs for hours and hours every day. And I suppose you get a sense of it. Don't you? In addition to that, we did receive a Poor Producer Price Index, or PPI. PPI inflation for July is 3.3, more than the 2.5 forecast. This is not a 0.1 then. This was 0.8% more than anticipated. Additionally, the core PPI was 0.8 higher than anticipated, correct? We received 3.7 instead of the second expected 2.9. PPI inflation for mothers is currently at its highest level since March 2022. What's going to happen now? This situation is intriguing. We discussed the likelihood of the Fed lowering interest rates just yesterday. We also discussed how likely it was that he would lower the interest rates. Given today's figures, we now have a 90% chance of retaining it at its current level. Thus, 90% rate decrease and 0% rate reduction are nearly identical. It appears that the market continues to assume that the Fed chairman will lower interest rates. However, the market was frightened by this. The algos were alarmed. I take it that XRP fell all the way to $3. Massive panic among the algorithms in a sell-off liquidation. Huh? Additionally, within the course of 5 minutes, XRP and leverage positions fell by almost 7.5%. It's not only XRP though. This was the case for all of them. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently at 117 as well. The fact that the gap has been filled could be seen as a bright spot, wouldn't it? Therefore, even though there are some purists of the gap has been closed or touched. We'll say that it needs to touch 1.17665, which we might reach soon even though futures are a little higher. On the other hand, pure Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have been extremely bullish, are pulling back today. However, that doesn't mean we didn't experience similar setbacks a few weeks prior. In just 3 days, the market fell by 13%. Correct. This is a component of the game. Correct. We're seeing a lot of leverage up, as I told you. And in that case, you have already spent $1 billion on liquidations within the last 24 hours. We don't look at the previous 12 hours, but you can see that there are 233 million Ethereum longs, 50 million shorts, 156 longs, and other values that are nearly 100 million, 53 million XRP, and 47 million SOL. The top 5 were thus severely impacted. However, other meme coins are about 10%, 15%, and 12% for Bonk. Cardano, which was 10% higher, is currently flat. As a result, the market experienced a significant decline. It's also interesting to note that while the stock market is declining, it is not declining significantly. You would also assume that the stock market, as you can see, had the similar decline, wouldn't you? However, the S&P 500 only saw a 0.5% decline. Bitcoin, on the other hand, Oregon, if we move into the entire market, correct? Landed on the news. Correct. 3.5%, roughly. Therefore, the stock market's reaction wasn't particularly negative. It responded to the news, but not in an insane way. Even the VIX has only increased by 4%. On the Friday of August 1st, or the weekend before, we witnessed the VIX becoming a lot more froggy. Recall the introduction of tariffs, but this high rate of inflation, even still, it must have scared off a lot of traders, day traders, or the algorithms. Additionally, it caused these sell-offs. The stock market was not alarmed. And once more, I recognize that this is a sign of the huge leverage that was there in the cryptocurrency market. Don't utilize leverage, mind you. You can go long or short on the market, by the way, if you want to use leverage. The chance to do so will be provided by our partner BTCC. You will receive a 10% deposit bonus on your first deposit of at least $500 USDT if you sign up using my link. Additionally, each user may receive an additional bonus of up to $10,000. I will receive a commission if you register using my link. So I'm grateful for that. However, kindly trade responsibly. Leverage can help you make a lot of money, but it can also cause you to lose a lot of money. Therefore, use leverage with extreme caution. Again, a lot of money was made by someone who was short today. Someone with a lot of leverage and length lost cash. Just use leverage with caution. To check if you like it or not, you can utilize the sample account to test it out first. Additionally, despite BTCC's 14 years of existence, we have witnessed exchanges close, go bankrupt, engage in deception, and close positions. Therefore, read the user agreement, comprehend the benefits and risks, and confirm that it is accessible to you in your nation and region. Additionally, I will receive a commission if you utilize my link once more. So I'm grateful for that. Let's now examine the current state of the market. I appreciate you watching. Next time, I hope to see you. Let's make a lot of money, as I usually say.